Joe Biden's Great Depression. This country has not seen an economic failure this bad since the Great Depression, and it's all thanks to Joe Biden. That's what I have for you today, so on with the show. Now here's the real reason why Americans prefer Trump's economy over Biden's. American progressives are in a state of high intense resentment, gnashing their teeth at the realization that the American people favor Donald Trump's economy over Joe Biden's. This strikes them as utterly irrational. They've spent months concocting elaborate theories to explain the Americans just can't see that we're supposedly living in an economic utopia under Biden. Yeah, right. Reality is much simpler. We were better off under Trump. Now, the annals of economic blunders, Biden's installed presidency is fast securing a prominent spot despite the administration's congratulatory rhetoric on job creation and recovery. The average American remains unimpressed. Now, a recent Bloomberg Morning poll reveals that 51% of respondents felt better under Trump compared to the meager 32% under Biden. Now, let's be clear. This inflation is a Biden-made crisis, and that's a fact. This installed president inherited an economy already on the mend, yet he pushed through a $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. Oh, everything was great because people were getting checks, ignoring clear warnings about inflationary risk. His inauguration occurred during a stretch of fast growth and low inflation, when they lied about telling the people that inflation was at 9%, which was a lie. It was for 1.4%. Now, here's a little video to show you the lie he keeps repeating. Take a look at this.
No president's had the run we've had in terms of creating jobs and bringing down inflation. It was 9% when I came to office. 9%. But look, people have a right to be concerned. Ordinary people. The idea that you bounce a check and you get a $30 fee for bouncing the check, I changed that. You can't charge more than $8 for that. Or your credit card, your late payment, $35. I mean, there's corporate greed going on out there, and it's got to be dealt with.
Now, finally, we found a reporter from Fox News, Cavuto, to actually hit back on the hard-hitting questions that no other reporter will do. They keep babying this Biden administration. He's talking to one of Biden's economic advisors in this next video. It's a little bit long, but you won't want to miss it. He's asking exactly what we expect from these reporters to do. Take a look at this.
Behind why the president keeps claiming this.
We have dramatically reduced inflation from 9% down to close to 3%. We're in a situation where we're better situated than we were when we took office. It was 9% when I came to office. 9%. But look, people have a right to be concerned. I think inflation has gone slightly up. It was at 9% when I came in, and it's now down around 3%.
Jared, why does he keep saying that? You're its top you're the head of the Council of Economic Advisors. Do you ever whisper in his ear, Mr. President, just to be technical about it, it was at 9% when you assumed office. It was 1.4%. It got as high as 9% in 2022. You brought it down from that, but it was never, ever, ever 9% when you came into office. So why does he keep saying it?
Well, first of all, let me point out that in that very quote you played, the president talked about how concerned he was for households struggling with prices that he consistently characterizes as too high.
That's not what I asked you.
So
why does he keep misrepresenting this?
He's making the point that the factors that caused inflation to climb to 9% were in place when he took office.
No,
I think
that's
it was
not what he said. He said it was at 9%. It would eventually get to 9% a little over a year after that. But the fact of the matter is it wasn't 9%. So if I can't trust him quoting data in real time, why should I believe what he's talking about now?
Now, in other words, Biden falsely claims that Trump's policies had left the economy in ruins during his campaign. He exaggerated the economic peril when he stole the office to justify a spending spree. And when the White House was confronted with this lie, it just fabricated another blaming, shifting tale about the factors of inflation being in place when Biden stole the office. Now, not only one lie, this man lies constantly. Now, a second lie about the necessity of a huge stimulus bill in 2021, which in turn required him to claim that inflation wasn't a danger as it got started, and then flipped to claiming it would quickly fade once it was undeniable. This is all he does is lie. Now, the job growth mirage and the lack of income reality, Biden loves saying that he created 15 million jobs. And I keep saying this all my videos I do on this subject. And he loves to say that he has low unemployment rate. But the reality is, most of the jobs were from reopening after COVID. That is not creating jobs. You can't explain this to these liberals. But Biden's record looks less impressive when it is remembered that at the end of the third year of his installed presidency, the unemployment rate was 3.7%. And it was actually a bit lower under Trump's third year in office at 3.6%. But Biden supporters, they love to claim that Trump's record on jobs is terrible because of the lockdown job loss. Most Americans see this as the lies that it is from the Biden administration. But now remember, both presidents ran up a huge deficit. Now, I'm not saying that Trump is not partly at fault, but listen to this. Because all what Trump did was due to COVID, which now we know was caused and funded by Fauci and the NIH, because Trump backed a $1.8 billion CARES Act in March of 2020 to try to get the economy going again. And it did. While Biden backed a $1.9 trillion American Relief Plan in March of 2021, but the timing mattered on this. Because when Trump's stimulus spending was passed, the economy was in a free fall due to the lockdowns, social distancing of COVID. As a result, it didn't pump up inflation that much, but did dramatically reduce unemployment and ignite growth. That's how you recover from inflation. Now, when Biden's was passed, the economy was already growing rapidly, so the payoff in terms of growth and jobs was smaller, while inflation cost was enormous. Now, according to a survey from ABC's News, Biden's approval ratings languish at 35%, with 57% disapproving, and 43% of Americans reporting being financially worse under Biden administration, and a staggering 81% believe he's too old for another term. I'd be one of those people. Now, the problem with Joe Biden's economists and feds like Jerome Powell have gotten their heads so deep into this, they don't even know what to do and how to fix it. Now, the root cause of our inflation woes was Biden's early spending spree and his insistence to keeping deficit levels at unseen outside wars, natural disasters, and serious recessions remain unaddressed. So without a fundamental policy shift, inflation will persist and interest rates are unlikely to fall, prolonging economic pain for every American. Now, I'm sorry, but the numbers don't lie. And the personal experiences of Americans underlying the failures of Joe Biden and the administration. That's why I tell you, come November 5th, we have to change back to Donald Trump. And yes, I understand some of you don't like him, but he is a great businessman. He knows how to fix this country, and he's the only one that can get the economic travesty back on track. Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments and questions below. Share my videos with your friends and family, even the liberal friends, because the truth needs to be let out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is on your platform that you are watching on. You can follow me on Rumble at Country Conservative. You can also watch me live weeknights at 9 p.m. live on Rumble, Twitter, Wimpkin, under Country Conservative, where we dive deeper into topics like this on my live podcast, The Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always matters. So until then, this has been The Country Conservative. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you guys next time.